Welcome back to part 1, the official part 1 of our tutorial course. In the last video we looked at the tools that you will be using. We made an overview of every steps that we will be going through. If you haven't watched that, I strongly suggest that you take a look at it before we get into it. But I will assume that you already have, so let's get right into it. Today I am going to be talking about coming up with an idea, and before the magic happens, you have to have a concept in your mind. Planning is very important. Now, for this tutorial, I have chosen to kind of create a Little Red Riding Hood spin-off illustration, something with a comedic twist, but at the moment I'm not really sure what I want to draw. I just have the idea in my head, and that's what this video was about, coming up with the concept. Before we do anything else, we will be getting some reference photos. Reference photos are very important. And to do that, we just go to Google as usual and search Little Red Riding Hood. Yeah, Google has a massive library of photos and images, and it's very useful. I'm looking for something that shows the environment of the forest. That's why this particular picture captured my eye. This one as well looks interesting. You know, I'm looking for something that you know, any kind of different style, but colors are very important. I'm looking for something with a strong color scheme. Look, this one looks really cool. Even though it's really simple, I'm just getting a lot of images like this. So here we are in Photoshop. If you pay close attention, you will see that there's a certain pattern to these drawings that I've selected. There's a certain element that they all have, and that they have in common, and that's what I'm trying to capture. I don't try to copy a drawing. I try to emulate a certain feeling that I get from looking at multiple drawings, and try to get the essence that is common in all of them. And in our case here, it's the way the forest kind of blends in as a strong background, and there's something that makes everything, especially in this one here. Let me just show you. See, this one here has a very beautiful color scheme and lighting and so on. Over here, the way the trees are kind of twirling and you know, warped to help create that feeling of a tense atmosphere. Over here again, I like the color scheme very much. It's very stylized, but at the same time it holds a very visual appeal. Over here, the lighting behind the trees is very interesting to me. Something that's again very apparent here as well, just in a different style, and as well here. Every one of these images has something that I want to keep in mind when I create my own, and to see how I can take tiny bits from here and there and try to create a wholly original picture. We're going to keep these into a merged layer, and we're going to call it references. And we're gonna hide it for now. This wasn't in plan, but next video I realized that you don't know Photoshop, so next video I will talk a bit about every tool that we'll be using, and the interface of Photoshop itself. so that we can make sure that we're on the same page. So before we get into things, that's what we'll be looking at next. But for now, we have the concept in our head. We have some reference pictures that we can use to form an image before we actually transpose it into a visual illustration. But for now, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you again next time when we will be looking at Photoshop CS2 interface.